of the one left behind.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Rock and Roll Geezer Show. And right off the bat, before we do anything, Doc sent me this video of the Brady kids when they had that goofy ass variety type show. I don't know why because you gave me brain damage, dude. Just so you know, that video of the Brady Bunch, that is the most bizarre, whacked out, gnarly. It's the like people saw the beginning. They saw Greg Brady in the beginning there. Not, that's just a touch of the insanity of this YouTube video that Doc Vox sent to me. But anyway, getting back to the thing, we'll get to Doc in a minute here. But yeah, big show, rock and roll geezers, rock news every week. Got the Wilson sisters this weekend to talk about, of course, Foreigner, Kevin Cronin, Good Riddance, Billy Joel in the news, Sister Rosetta. Boy, oh boy, there you go. Got Sex Pistols news, Patti Smith tribute, all sorts of stuff to talk about. But I gotta do it. The guy who's messing with his camera over there, that would be Doc Fox. What's going on, Doc?
Oh yeah, it's getting settled in here.
Thanks for the video,
yeah,
man.
ready to talk about another week of rock news and
he just passing over the video. Did you see that, ladies and gentlemen? He won't even bring up the video because he purposely sent it to me to
just give him my
greetings,
you know. But yeah, it is disturbing, man. You think people used to watch that, and then you think, dude, like everybody had a variety show in the 70s, man. You had Sonny and Cher and Donnie and Marie and Captain Tennille had one, and Johnny Cash.
I imagine Tony Fields had one, at some point.
Oh my God, yeah. Everybody, Mac Davis had. Everybody had a variety show back then.
It was stunning. It was a Hudson Brothers are on there. I recognize
that. Hudson Brothers.
Rip Taylor, of course. What's a variety show without Rip Taylor? It was just so bizarre. The outfits, the music, the dancing. Really, it's like I was back in the 70s on a Friday night, if you know what I'm talking about. Way to go, man. Good find. Oh, that was brutal, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. I have to watch it.
Anyway, we can go on about that forever. But yeah, we got stuff to talk about this week. Lou Gramm back in the saddle, man. Back in the saddle. But before we get to that, damn it, we got to politics getting into the freaking rock world
first
again.
Off, let's talk about Ann first. Ann Wilson, she's been in a wheelchair. They've been out playing, and she's been in a wheelchair. So everybody's been sort of worried about that. What's going on there with the wheelchair? Hey there, because she had cancer. As she posted, I think some people thought that I was in a wheelchair because of cancer, which I just kicked its ass, and I'm nice and clear now. It's not about cancer. Yeah, because she went under surgery and preventive chemo and all that stuff. The thing is, it's about me being a klutz and missing a step and falling into a parking lot and busting my elbow in 3 places. And then having to have
those 3 places.
Oh, bam. And then having to have it pinned back together with screws and all that kind of stuff. So she doesn't have the use of her left arm right now, which has proven difficult as she tries to sing while one of her arms is in a sling. Yeah, do that, or whatever that commercial. If you ain't got that thing, she ain't your arms in a sling. Do-wop, do-wop, do-wop. Yeah. So, and she doesn't have the same balance. So she says, I had to get used to that. And singing on stage, I really think that the pain level is still way too high for me to take it out of the sling. So I chose to sit because then I can just concentrate on singing and not trying to keep my balance and having someone out there catching me when I reel to the side. So I don't know. That's a pretty interesting thing. But at her age and her condition, you can't, if you got one side of your is hurting, that's gonna, good for her. If she broke it in 3 places, that's gotta hurt. Jeez, what do you think about that?
That's like shattering your elbow, man. I couldn't imagine. Oh. But she's always been one of my favorite voices, man, for sure, man. Yeah,
that's true.
She's always been. But her sister is voiced out some other stuff.
Oh boy, oh boy. I tell you, yeah, yeah. These, jeez. You know, music used to be, well, except for like the MC5 and all them. Music used to be a place where you get away from all the bull, all the crap. You know, it's basically an escape. And now it's just become too intertwined with politics. And another case in point, here's Sister Nancy Wilson. And in an interview with the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, oh, there you go, or as they call it, Milwaukee. Yes, as Alice Cooper would tell you.
Yeah,
Yes, yes. So,
as the settlers called it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, Hearts and Nancy Wilson said it's, quote, embarrassing to be an American right now, pointing to the country's current cultural climate. It's embarrassing to be an American. There's a salacious billionaire culture that is so greedy and gross. It's like the worst of the worst is celebrated as cool. Even during Vietnam, it wasn't as ugly as it is now. Well, number one, I've got something. I'm just. She says, pointing to the country's current cultural climate. No, no, political climate. Because it's a political climate that basically pushes the cultural climate at this point. You know, everything's divided, cultural, politics, and I just wish they'd stay away from it. I know they can't help it. And back in the days, you had your Pete Seegers and your, yeah, well,
Woody Guthrie's and yeah.
thank you, yeah, yeah, you know, and all that stuff. And gosh Almighty, though, I just, you know, we're so divided, and I don't see any end to it. I don't see any way out at this. Oh, the doom and gloomer here, but yeah, I don't think there's any end to the division, and I just wish the musicians would keep out of it. But I know they're human; they can't. They get to speak their mind. But doggone it, you know, I want
Well, if you
music to
listen
be
to
a,
her statement, she's not really, damning one side outright. She's kind of,
the
just
billionaire
that.
culture. But I
Well,
don't know. Well, you know, the billion, you know, uh, I can't even get into it.
there's
But she,
135 billionaires. 83 are Democrats and 52 are Republicans. So I don't know.
so it all even.
If
So
you
she's
go
mad
by
at her
that,
own.
then
Is she mad at every? As long as she's mad at
yeah,
everybody, we should all be mad at every. We should be mad at all the politicians. And I've talked
yeah,
about this, but I won't talk about it here. This is
yeah.
about music. But yeah. So anyway, I just wish they'd, get off of the politics and just give us some great music, and let us decide
Well,
our
I think just
political.
the kind of the thing that got everybody saying she's embarrassed to be an American right now is kind of, no, you never say that, man. Be proud to be an American. I mean, yeah, maybe you're not real happy and real proud of some of the stuff that's going on right now, but don't be embarrassed to be an American.
Yeah.
Stand up, and we'll get into it later in the show too. But yeah, there's too many people who are just kind of throwing in the towel, and this is not my America. No, this is
I mean,
always
be proud
all
of
of
your
our
country. I
America,
mean,
man.
France is teetering on a civil war right now. So,
Right?
I mean, we should be happy with it. We try and get along. Gosh,
Yeah,
I
and we
got away from
could,
politics
just
a
wouldn't
long
let the
time ago.
leaders in the media, drag everybody down, man.
I start,
Everybody,
yeah, I stopped dealing with politics years ago. You know, we don't post anything I don't post anything political because it's just, there's no gain. There's no
no,
good end
no,
game. There's just
no
division,
good can
and
come from it.
even
Yeah,
families get divided. I'm tired of the whole freaking mess, and I wish they
yeah.
would just get back to just let's play in some music,
So
just
yeah,
like
if she would have came out and said, not real happy with the, something like that, I think everybody could be on board with that. I don't think anybody's
yeah,
happy with what's going on, but to be embarrassed, I think that's where it takes it to a,
yeah,
that's the guy
like
kind
come
of that one of
on,
those words that just people kind of jump on and kind of
yeah.
brings you like the Dixie Chicks, and when they were saying that with
It
Georgia
causes
Bush and
nothing
stuff.
but
So
trouble, nothing but problems
yeah,
in their careers.
yeah.
A
So
case in point, when you can't keep your mouth shut. Case in point, Snow White, total disaster because she put her politics. This
yeah,
Rachel
yeah, it didn't
Ziegler put
help
her
for sure.
politics
Well, I
into
understand
it.
it's not that great of a movie either,
Oh, it's a
but
bad movie, but boy, did she
yeah,
tank it because she
yeah,
got them
yeah,
started hating half the country.
yeah.
These stupid
Why
people.
be divisive?
Oh,
Yeah,
I won't want to be
somebody's got to bring
divisive.
us together, man.
I want to jump on
Let
the
it be
love
us.
train,
Let
brother.
the rock and roll geezer show bring us all
Bring us
together.
together,
Sit
brother.
down, talk about
Healing
rock and
moments.
roll, and
Yes,
yeah, let's
healing
heal
moments.
together.
We'll do some Tai Chi and stuff, and it'll be very
Yeah.
cool. Speaking of cool, here we go. There's Foreigner. Oh boy, this is ironic as all heck. Headline from the good people of Blabbermouth. That's right. Headline: Kelly Hansen to sit out foreigners Latin America tour due to quote some issues. And so they had to find a singer. Who the heck are they going to find to be able to fill in that void? You know that. Well, what the hell? They find Lou Graham, the original singer. He's going to step in as a quote a guest singer. So this is bizarre. Yeah. Kelly Hansen, way to go, man. He was revealed that he will be forced to miss the band's 2025 Latin America tour, scheduled to kick off this month, April 28th, in Mexico City. Some issues have forced me to limit appearances outside the USA this year, and that means, unfortunately, I will miss Foreigner South American run. However, our incredible bandmate, Luis Maldonado, has been recording some of our hits in Spanish, and he will be handling most of the vocals along with original Foreigner lead singer Lou Graham, who will be guesting with Foreigner for those shows. I know they will smash it. My first thought, Doc, just with the political climate and crap, I thought when he says, he came before some missed their appearances outside of the USA. What does it? What is he like a green card holder or something? He's afraid if
Right,
he leaves, he
right.
ain't gonna be able to get
I
back
know.
in.
It's very,
Oh.
I don't know, very kind of cryptic there. Yeah. Well, he said, well, was it some issues have forced me to limit my appearances outside of the USA. So yeah, very, very cryptic. I don't know what to make of that, but
oh,
yeah,
oh,
old Lou, man. We know Lou's not sounding too good. We've heard him on
oh
some of these,
no.
doing some of these cruises and stuff in the past couple of years, and
Oh, well, you're gonna have Luis Maldonado. He'll be just singing along with him in case he fails. Luis will sing along with him, and hopefully in English. That would be sort of a funky thing. You got the singer singing in English, and you got Luis Maldonado singing in Spanish. That would be pretty bizarre there, I would think. So let's hope that doesn't happen. But that is so ironic. Good, Rit. just it just really figures, man. Oh man, oh man.
also expected to make a few shows. Original bass player Rick Wells,
Wills.
Wills rather, and drummer Dennis Elliott. And I thought Dennis Elliott had passed. I don't know why I was thinking that, but
Wow.
no, he's still around apparently. So they're going to be popping in from time. And you got to wonder what was it going into the Hall of Fame that kind of sparked this, sudden burst of togetherness. I don't know,
I don't know.
or did they just get tired of these guys, the posers, the imposters out there, living off their name and decide, at least to show up once in a while? I don't know,
That is
but
just it's bizarre. It's wild. We talked about Foreigner ad nauseum. Uh, saw him on tour with no original members, blah blah blah. In the Hall of Fame, it's like who's gonna show up, the touring band or the real band? And yeah, you're right though. It must have sparked some energy amongst the guys because here they go. But yeah, it's gonna be a train wreck, just like the Ozzy thing. He can't sing anymore. Luke, jeez, sure had great voice back in the day, but time flies, brother. And
he'll probably come out and do I Want to Know What Love Is. He'll probably come out and belt that out, and that'll be his I
that'll
don't
be
know,
his
maybe
big
maybe
thing.
another one, maybe a Hot Blooded or something like that.
Yeah,
Maybe he'll belt out there, but
but I think it. Well, it is what it is. But good riddance. Gosh, more power to them. They're gonna soak up the money. Let them soak up the money because I'm not. They're coming. As a matter of fact, they're coming. They're coming to Tinley Park again this year, aren't they? I
oh
think they are.
gosh, no, who's doing Sticks this year?
Oh
Cronin,
no, it's
Kevin Cronin. We're about to talk about
okay.
him.
Yeah,
Who's doing
well, here
Sticks?
we
Yeah,
go. As a matter of fact, let's slide right into that, will we?
and there's
There
segue
he
right into
is,
Kevin Cronin. There we
Kevin
go.
Cronin. Headline from Rock Celebrities. Kevin Cronin reacts to Ariel Speedwagon reunion without him. They did this on purpose.
Of
This
course
is
they did.
great. Yeah. He addressed the controversy surrounding an upcoming reunion event. We talked about this last week, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
the band getting together. Yeah. The organizers of the Champagne event could have picked the date when all the former members are available to participate, Cronin said. Instead, they chose June 14th, 2025, a date where it was public knowledge that I was previously committed to screw up a concert with Styx and the Kevin Cronin band in Bend, Oregon. So yeah, they knew what they were doing. They knew
Yeah,
exactly what
that's
they
the
were doing.
idea, Cronin.
Bottom line,
Take the
bottom
hint,
line,
man.
I am being asked to participate in an event on a date when I can't possibly be there in person. And then being falsely accused of turning down the invitation. I'm deeply disturbed and hurt by all of this. Oh, here we go. Got to keep on. After all I have done to help build the legacy of RU Speedwagon, I feel I have earned and deserved to be included in any event honoring that legacy. Instead, I have been knowingly excluded. Oh, that just hurt. And he also pissed off, yeah, excluding these other goofy members, 35-year Aerial veterans Dave Amato and Brian Hit were not even shown the respect of being invited to the Champagne event. Well, it ain't about them. It's about the original guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, not you, you clown. You
So
freaking
35
clown.
years. So they've been in the band since 1990. Have they put out any new music since 1990? I don't think so. If they did, nobody
Sorry.
listened to it.
Sorry.
So you're definitely not playing any of it in concert. So
No, no. This is for the original
no, they
guys.
don't
So
count. They're hired
the
hands. They don't count. They no.
yeah, no. Sorry, and
He's
oh
just trying
wow,
to take it
Kevin.
more off of him. Oh, it's not just me. It's these guys too. Well, no.
No, I don't know. Yeah. I'm sorry. I have no not respect. I don't have any pity for Kevin because he should have just let it freaking go. Stop. You got to fight with the bass player. Get all this crap going on. Going out on tour. Jeez. Oh, that's just horrible. Really. Yeah, more power to him. Good. Piss off, Kevin. Can I say that? Can I say that on TV? Oh, what do you think about Doc? That's a bunch of crap. Yeah. Yeah, and he's on
Yeah.
tour running through May 28th through August 24th. So they're touring through the whole summer here with the Brotherhood of Rock tour with
That's
Styx
such
and
a
Don
stupid
Felder.
name.
Yeah. Well, now Don Felder was fun. I saw him. God, he opened up a 3 bill at Tinley a couple of years ago. I can't remember who he opened up for, but he was pretty much the best gig of the night. Quality band doing all those Eagles hits. Oh, him and his 12 string. Yeah, come on.
Right.
So it was very good. So that'll be good. And Sticks, I've just had enough of that. Jeez, I've had enough of them. It's like Siegfried and Roy at this point. It's just a spectacle I don't care to see. But don't miss that Bend, Oregon date, Kevin. He could cancel that night. Just let Don Felder. Hey, just do a longer set and I gotta go do a thing. But sorry, he could cancel. Really. For one night, fly back, boom, fly back to the tour. So yeah, I have very little pity on him at this point. So good for you, Kev. Kev. Can I call him Kev? Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, moving on, baby. Billy Joel. God, what a classic. What a classic dude. And yeah, he's getting his just due from the just dessert, just due from the site Far Out. It's talking about a Billy Joel documentary coming to arrive on HBO. HBO still around, huh?
Right. Yeah.
I know there's so much stream. I'm lost in the streaming world of
Right.
technology. I really am. I got Sling TV and I got my internet line, and that all this streaming crap. No. If I need to, I'll steal a pay-per-view. I got the code. I can do it. So if there's a pay-per-view I want to see, I can watch it. But for the most part, it's just there's just too much crap. Everything's streaming now, and everybody's got a podcast. Of course, it's a wild, crazy new world out there. And as far as Billy Joel, yeah, HBO documentary, Billy Joel, and So It Goes. And it's going to be a 2-part series premiering this summer, directed by Susan Lacey and Jessica Lavin. Wow. Okay. Okay. That's crazy cool. And yeah, so 40 years ago, he teamed up with HBO for a special called Live from Long Island. I remember that, sure enough. But freaking A, man, he's HBO's giving him his just due, so more power to him, eh?
Yeah, I like some Billy Joel, man. I can definitely get in a certain kind of mood for some Billy Joel. Throw it on, man. Some of the '70s stuff, not the '80s so much. Innocent Man was a pretty good album, though. Kind of bringing back that doo wop and '60s sound is pretty cool. But after that, I kind of lost interest with him. But
Yeah.
yeah, I might have a good documentary. Married to Christy Brinkley and all that kind of stuff.
Ooh, yeah,
Probably got
that'll
some
be
pretty good stuff there.
saucy. Yeah, they could make some saucy stuff going on there, sure. Ooh, boy, oh boy. Christy Brinkley with Billy
And plus, too,
Joel.
we got to bring it up every time we talk about Billy Joel. I always get said that I look like him. Whatever.
Yeah.
I kind of see it a little bit,
A
but
little
I don't
bit
know.
there, yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah,
I've been
so
stopped in stores by total strangers. Hey, Billy Joel. Yeah, right. Whatever, asshole.
yeah, yeah. So for and one of the directors is saying for those who think they know Joel's story, as well as those who are not as familiar, I believe this two-part film is both a revelation and a surprise. Yeah, yeah,
Didn't he
yeah.
have a DUI or two? I think. Yeah, I think he's had a
I
couple,
would
at
hope. Oh,
least one, maybe two. I want to say. I'm not
God, that'd
sure.
be great to reenact, though. To slam
Right?
him up against a car, put him in cuffs. Oh, gosh, really? Do a reenact. I love. That's what I love about YouTube, dude. The crazy crap. I mean, well, yeah, you send me videos that are meant to give me brain damage, but when I'm not doing that, watching the videos you send, I'm watching all these crazy arrest videos and car chase videos where, like the Florida Highway Patrol, the Georgia Highway Patrol, pitting cars at 130 miles an hour. Just insane stuff. But yeah, it's a wild, wild world out there. But back to Billy Joel. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. Uh, uh, yeah, I want to see his arrest for sure because it's on tape. If he's got, well, maybe not back then, but
Nah, it was
now
back in the
everybody's got a
'90s and shit.
camera.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
everybody's got. And it's funny because back in the day, the activists were saying, "Oh, we want cameras on these cops to catch the bad guys, to catch them being bad guys." And it turns out it's the best thing that ever happened to the cops because they proved that everything's going to heck in a handbasket. So yeah, yeah, and the Piano Man, he's going to be returning on stage on July 5th this year. And earlier this month, he said, "While I regret postponing any shows, my health must come first, and I look forward to getting back on stage and sharing the joy of live music with our amazing fans. Thank you for your understanding." And that's all I got to say about that. All right, moving on. How's, hey, Doc, how's your screen looking over there? Because you keep freezing up on me. How am I looking? Am I
I don't know
freezing
how
up
you
too?
folks are. I don't know how this is going to come out, but it's either going to be the best or worst.
See, he just froze up, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, yeah. Our screen, for some reason, today our screens keep freezing up on this. So this is going to be a really interesting show for sure when we're done with it. But we're going to move on now to Sister Rosetta. Yeah, yeah. You were froze up right there, Doc. How about that? Yeah, Sister Rosetta Tharpe, a godmother, the absolute godmother of rock and roll, without a doubt. We've talked about her before in
Oh, we've talked
in
about it quite a few
previous
times.
shows. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And apparently, Lizzo is going to play Sister Rosetta Tharpe in the upcoming biopic, uh, which is very, very cool, I must say. She's lost a lot of weight too. They got a picture of her, and yeah, she's got on that Ozempic or whatever it is,
Right, right.
and so she's gonna play Rosetta, and we'll see how that goes. But she's been pretty hardcore on getting this done. This has been her basically her dream. She says here, let me be very clear: there were no auditions for Sister Rosetta Tharpe because this is a film I've been producing for years, fighting for her story to get told. I've been honoring her in my music videos and performances, pitching her movies to people who never heard of her, studying her life and reading every book that exists about her. So she's pretty serious about this. This is my baby, my passion, because Rosetta deserves. The godmother of rock and roll is in good hands, y'all. Stay tuned. So yeah, we'll see how that works out, man. That'll be interesting to see. That's got to be a very interesting story because she was totally unique back then. And yeah, the godmother of rock and roll, Doc.
So yeah, she started out, gospel and her guitar. I mean, remember we talked about that video where she showed up in England and they were all there just back in the '60s, and Keith Richards and Clapton and all the guys were there to,
Yep.
to check her out. I mean, she's that influential, I guess, on that the early guitar players. But yeah, she was bi, so I'm sure they're going to focus on the queer aspect of her, which I'm sure is pretty
Ah,
interesting too. But but don't focus on the music, man. I mean, this woman, and yeah, her story does need to be told. We've talked about it, a couple times, but yeah,
mm-hmm.
it's great that the movies come. I don't know about Lizzo playing her. I mean, I guess if she's producing and everything, and she's putting her heart and soul in this project, but I don't know. I always have doubts when they have somebody like that. I mean, it works sometimes, but for the most part, I don't
Yeah,
know.
rarely.
Falls
Yeah,
flat. Yeah,
Jennifer Lopez and Selena. That worked. That worked
yeah.
pretty good. So it does work every now and then. But yeah, well, we'll see though. We'll see. We'll see how talented she is. Gonna be hard to. Well, you're gonna have to really learn how her style on guitar because she was a banger, man. She was way beyond her times. And gosh Almighty, she was born in 1915, and she came a star in a church in Chicago,
Yeah.
the church that would allow women to preach. They encourage her musically, and boom, the rest is history. So, yeah, she's she was a little bit, yeah, she was a little bit racy, although big on gospel music. She recorded some jazzy type stuff with some pretty racy lyrics and whatnot, 4 or 5 times. I want a tall, skinny papa, stuff like that. That was sort of anti-religious type of stuff, but that was Sister Rosetta Tharpe. She died of a stroke in 73, age only 58. And she got an epitaph on her grave. She would sing until you cried, and then she would sing until you danced for joy. She helped to keep the church alive and the saints rejoicing. Boy, oh boy, I hope she does a good job on this one. I really usually
Right.
don't mind, really don't give too much hoot about it, but this one, yeah, I hope she nails this one. We'll see, we'll see.
Yeah, and just recently in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's just what we just talked about. What that's
Couple of
two,
years
3 years
ago,
since we've been doing the
yeah,
show. So yeah,
finally, yeah.
yeah, I know.
Jeez, Louise. Oh boy, boy. So good for that. We'll see how that turns out. But ay caramba. Never mind the bullets. Here's the sexy pistols. It's the sexy pistols. No, no. Headline, blabbermouth. Sex Pistols and Frank Carter announced a September-October 2025 North American tour. And boy, we got excited about that, didn't we, Doc? Like, God, we
For a little bit, yeah.
saw the dead boys, outside of Chicago, just totally kicked ass. And oh boy, Frank Carter and the boys going to be coming through. And then lo and behold, I look at the schedule. Starts out September 16th in good old Dallas, Texas. Oh, yes. Longhorn Ballroom. Go to a bunch of very cool places. The Fillmore in Philly, the Agora Theater in Cleveland, Ohio, the legendary Agora Theater, Cleveland, Ohio. Then they head over to the Fillmore in Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, Michigan. And from there, they head to Minnesota, the next gig, the Fillmore in Minnesota. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, whoa, time out, put on the brakes. So you're going from Florida, or if you're going from Detroit to Minneapolis. Well, I wonder if there's a big town between those two that
Right.
they could have stopped in since there was a 2-day layover. And that would be Chicago. But no, they're going to Detroit. They're hopping on 94 and cruising right past Chicago and heading right up to Minneapolis. How disappointing. What in the world is going on with that?
Yeah, we talked about it a while back that they announced that they're going to be coming over here, but there were no dates or anything set, or nothing on the schedule. So
Right.
now they've announced it, and as soon as they announced, I'm like, okay, I'm looking at the schedule. All right, when do I need to take off work? And what? No Chicago dates? What? So yeah,
Yeah,
no.
and it's right on the
Uh,
way from Detroit to Minneapolis. It's right
uh,
there. It's not like it's a big city or something.
so I don't know.
Oh,
Hopefully one
wow.
will be added, or maybe there'll be a
I hope
second
so.
leg, or I don't know. I'm open, but
I'm seeing a
not
lot
to
of
hope it
bands
too
that aren't
hard.
coming. I've seen a lot of bands that skipping over Chicago. You see that quite a bit. A lot of bands doing tours or even around the Midwest, and they may go down to central Illinois or somewhere down there, but they just stay out of the Chicago area. So man, oh man, it's a bummer. We would have liked to have seen them. We saw Dead Boys a few years back. And it wasn't a real big crowd, so maybe they don't think the big punk crowd in
Pistols,
Chicago.
but
I don't
I
know.
don't know. There's got to be a venue they draw, but we will see, or maybe we'll find out what the deal was. But yeah, just kind of reading to and kind of the purists are kind of like, no Johnny, no Sex Pistols kind of thing. But
Oh no, no, no,
you know
no, no.
what? No, man, I'm there, man.
Let me
I'm
tell you.
there. They come
Let me
around.
let me tell you, Doc. You sent me that video that gave me brain damage, but I'm proud to say that I just happened to come across while I was perusing YouTube. I came across a full concert of the Sex Pistols with Frank Carter, recently recorded
Yeah, I watched a
on
little bit
there.
of one too.
So I
Yep.
I cranked it up through the stereo, and I tell you what, whoa, Nelly, that is a raucous time, man. The crowd singing every word along with
Oh
him, and
yeah.
he's an energetic, crazy son of a gun. He's an energetic, crazy limey. Yay. Yar. I think you can still call them limeys, right? That ain't racist, is it? I don't even know anymore. Can I call him a limey? I don't know. But Frank Carter, man, yeah, obviously the rest of the band's really old, so that's fine. You just play the notes and let Frank run around and jump around and do all this crazy stuff. So it was definitely a killer concert, and
Yeah.
doggone it, because
Yeah,
I'm
they're
not
starting
going to
off in
Detroit.
Dallas, where when they came in '78, man, they was where they throwing beer bottles at them and shit, and Sid getting smashed in the face with a beer bottle and bleeding and all that kind of stuff, and it was kind of a I don't know, almost like a circus back then. It was like a spectacle, I suppose. Where let's see if we can make Sid Vicious cut himself open and bleed or whatever. So
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be quite different this time, but.
boy, oh boy, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, man, yeah, boy, this is a really a crazy technology day, dude. Everything's going to heck in a handbasket here. Wow. Had that one freeze up on me. So yeah, I believe the next item is Patti Smith. If I'm not mistaken, Patti Smith. They had a legendary Patti Smith had a tribute concert done for her recently. Where is she anyway? Let me get her on up here. There she is. Yeah, yeah. Patti Smith's 50-year cross-generational musical impact was on full display Wednesday night as artists both young and old came out to serenade the legendary artist during a tribute concert at Carnegie Hall. You had Bruce Springsteen, Michael Stipe, Flea, Sean Penn, Karen O, Scarlett Johansson, Maggie Rogers, Johnny Depp, Susanna Hoffs, ha 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 ha, Jim Jarmusch. See, I can say it about Susanna Hoffs because I think she's in her 60s now, so I don't feel so creepy. Jim Jarmusch, Matt Berninger, Glenn Hansard, Sharon Van Etten, Courtney Barton, Angela, blah, blah, blah. Whole bunch of people. And wow, what do you think about that, Doc? I'm sure that was fun, huh? Oh boy, it's freezing up. See, ladies and gentlemen, we're having a real funky time today because Doc just froze up on me again. So as soon as he comes through, we'll see what he thinks about this Patti Smith thing. But
Oh, come on.
there you are, man. What do you think?
I don't know. We'll have to see if my audio was coming through because it seemed like
No,
I don't
it
know.
wasn't.
This is
No.
gonna be a fucked up of a show. That's all right though.
Hurry up,
We
get
got
out
the,
about
the
Patti Smith. Hurry
we
before you
got the
freeze
meat
up
of it. Yeah,
again.
Patti Smith. Yeah, I like some Patti Smith, man. She definitely kind of had her niche and kind of been appreciated in her later years here. But Yeah, well, I'm seeing those a lot of, stuff is more about, like, Springsteen being there, and a lot of people are, people know I'm a big Springsteen guy, I've
You
seen
are
him a
big,
dozen
yeah.
times, got everything he ever recorded, but, yeah, he's not a real, fan favorite right now, man. People are kinda down on Springsteen because just because political, I mean, he leaving the
Politics.
country, that kinda thing and everything, and again, just like we opened the show, now we're gonna be kinda closing here, we're talking about the same kinda thing, but yeah, I did see one, article, "Watch Springsteen unleash his inner guitar hero," and,
Yeah.
Bruce can fucking play, man, but he just don't, if you see him in concert, he does a little bit sometimes, and I see all the comments are like, "Guitar coward," everybody's kinda down on
Oh,
Bruce,
man.
and I gotta say, man, leaving the country and especially Bruce. Here's a guy when he was inducted in the Hall of Fame, Bono did the speech, and as part of the speech, he said, "No one owns part of America's heart more than Bruce Springsteen." And here's a guy talking about leaving the country because he doesn't like who's president, man. I
Uh,
don't know. It's a tough pill to swallow, man. But
I'm sure that was fun. We got to hurry up, Doc, before we all freeze up again.
yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a hell of a show, man. Wow. Wow, we've had technical difficulties, technical difficulties, and yet we power through. Because, that's what we do. That's what we do. We power through. Yes, indeed. Crazy, crazy rock stuff again. Of course, we got to talk Ozzy the next show. They got plans for him, and it has nothing to do with singing at that concert. So we'll talk about that next time. But why don't you take us home there, Doc?
yes, sir. Hopefully, I'm coming through. So we'll see how this comes out. But, this goes to show you we don't edit, man. We sit down, we do the show, and that's the end of it. So we'll see how it comes out. But yeah, thanks for checking in with us, and hopefully we'll do it again next week, and things will be a little smoother. So we'll see how it goes. Thanks for hanging in there with us, folks. Have a great rock and roll filled week. See you next.